breaking news. Rashida's pregnancy has been revealed, and in a startling turn of events, it may not be her husband, Kirk Frost. Yes, you read correctly. Rumors began as whispers, but now they've broke out into a full-fledged scandal that is rocking the reality TV industry. Could Mendeecees be the father of Rashida's child? Fans are furious, and the internet is ablaze with accusations, heartache, and perplexity. How could this have happened? As if things couldn't get any more bizarre, insiders have revealed shocking information about what this means for Rashida's marriage and where it leaves Yandandy Smith, who has supported Mendeecees through everything. This isn't just another celebrity rumor. This is the kind of scandal that has the potential to destroy these families, and the impact is already beginning. Secret meetings, furious arguments, and emotional breakdowns are driving families apart. We're going to delve deeply into the chaos that's taking over social media, so grab some popcorn because this is bigger than anything we've ever seen. The drama, betrayal, and broken trust are happening quicker than anyone can keep up. The entertainment industry is in disarray as rumors of Rashida's stunning pregnancy spread. What started as a whisper among a few close friends has now become a full-fledged scandal, and the world is watching the drama play out. Fans are going crazy, social media is going crazy, and nobody can seem to turn away as the news keeps making headlines. However, what's really astounding isn't just the pregnancy, it's the Mendeecees suspicion that the father is not Rashida's husband, Kirk Frost. Yes, you read correctly. How did we get here? Let's go back a little. For years, Rashida and Kirk Frost appeared to be the ideal couple, an iconic pair in the realm of reality TV. Their relationship had been put to the test on numerous occasions, from the highs and lows to their unwavering devotion in the face of adversity. But behind closed doors, things had not been going well in recent months. Began to notice the couple's tension, and when hints of it appeared in interviews and behind-the-scenes video and social media posts, everyone was curious as to why Rashida and Kirk had suddenly become frigid. The true bombshell came when it was reported that Rashida was pregnant and that Kirk Frost might not be the father. Instead, Mendeecees sees a man with a tangled past with Rashida. What was driving that distance was revealed as the potential father, and fans were shocked by what they were hearing. Mendeecees had been a member of the hip-hop and love scene for some time, but his previous relationship with Rashida was frequently eclipsed by his strong dedication to. At first, the accusations against his partner Yan Smith looked implausible, but as the rumors spread, they became unavoidable. What transpired next were even more scandalous private discussions, meetings, and angry outbursts between Rashida and Mendeecees started to emerge, according to people familiar with the matter. Although these meetings were initially not thoroughly recorded, they served as the basis for the rumors that would soon cause a stir in what was happening between these two entertainment worlds. Were they just friends as they claimed, or was there more going on behind their interactions? Friends and close associates began to notice a change in addition to some dubious late-night conversations and messages. Their dynamic Rashida and Mendeecees were observed exchanging more personal looks and body language than one might anticipate from friends. Just heightened the suspicion, but it didn't stop there. Kirk Frost, who had previously appeared to be in control, was caught off guard by the news and was said to have been devastated and heartbroken when first learning of the allegations surrounding. According to individuals close to the pair, Kirk confronted Rashida right away and demanded explanations throughout her pregnancy. What ensued was a heated conversation that was allegedly packed with betrayal, rage, and emotional suffering inside the couple's house. Was reportedly a battle zone at the time, with accusations circulating, according to sources. Kirk was shocked to learn that not only was his marriage in danger, but that his unborn child's paternity was also in doubt, was being questioned as well. This betrayal was so severe that it rocked the foundation of their relationship. As things got out of control, fans started doing what they do best, which is to examine every social media post, video, and picture. They examined archival footage from public gatherings where Rashida and Mendeecees were shown laughing excessively or standing too near to one another. What were these moments actually about? Benign, or did they hint at something more? The internet turned into a conspiracy theory playground, with conjecture when an unidentified source revealed messages between these letters from Rashida and Mendy were full of love and longing. They weren't merely cordial conversations. Rather, they were infused with a level of emotion that appeared to transcend friendship, and what had been a little rumor began to take on a life of its own, and people began to think that its admirers were becoming irritated and impatient, seeking answers. Then, just when things were becoming worse for the couple, the media took up the narrative. Kirk Frost made a decision that would alter everything when the story erupted like wildfire. He insisted on a paternity test because the pressure was too much and the truth had to be revealed. Rumors about the paternity of his unborn child were one thing, but Kirk needed proof. If there was even the slightest doubt as to whether Rashida was truly his father, how could he ever trust her again? In the meantime, Mendeecees was dealing with his own issues. He had been with Yandandy Smith for years, and the last thing he wanted was to be a child or for something improper to have happened between Rashida and Mendeecees. Entangled in a scandal that would destroy their relationship. But as the report spread, Yandandy grew increasingly heartbroken at the prospect of betrayal because she had supported Mendeecees through thick and thin. When things became difficult, but now that the tension had reached a boiling point, she was forced to wonder if Mendeecees and Rashida had a hidden connection, if the reports were accurate, or if it was all a huge misunderstanding. Fans were waiting impatiently for the next piece of the puzzle to fit together, wondering if Mendeecees would actually be the answer when Yandy approached him. Did he come clean or did he keep denying everything? Kirk wasn't the only one seeking answers. Yandy was also going through her own pain and was attempting to comprehend the severity of the accusations and the pressure. Was it her father, or was the media exaggerating everything? Was growing on both men, leaving Rashida to question how it all went wrong, whether she could save her marriage to Kirk, or whether it was too late, and what would happen to Mendeecees' friendship with Yandandy if he did discover he was the father. Waiting game, but now that the investigation was underway and the public was demanding answers, the clock was ticking. What was actually happening between Rashida and Mendeecees? Was this an epic scandal, or was this the whole thing just a slew of misconceptions and rumors? But keep an eye out because the drama was far from finished, and what came next would completely alter the course of events. As the situation worsened, the scandal's reality struck more forcefully than anyone could have predicted, had foreseen that the floodgates would burst and the drama would unfold in front of us in real time, as Rashida Kirk Mendeecees witnesses. Yan had no way out of the pandemonium that was taking over their life, and the truth, no matter how nasty, would simply the rumors of Rashida's pregnancy started to spread when messages surfaced, and what followed were a string of dramatic incidents, intense confrontations, and explosive discoveries that would leave fans in disbelief. The text exchanges between her and Mendeecees were leaked to several newspapers by unnamed sources, and the revelation caused shockwaves through the media. These texts weren't just lighthearted banter. Rather, they were packed with love, playfulness, and an unavoidable intimacy that made the public unable to ignore what appeared to be happening in front of their eyes. Followers rushed over these texts, carefully reading every word, punctuation marks searching for any proof to back up the rumors. Could Rashida and Mendeecees have a relationship that went beyond friendship or work? The text alluded to feelings that went beyond friendship, which intensified the already intense rumors. Fans were engrossed in learning the whole truth about what had actually transpired between the two, but the leaks continued, and Rashida's social media accounts were been a place where her admirers followed her everywhere. But lately, her accounts were overrun with harsh remarks, accusations, and skepticism. People began to speculate about every exchange between Rashida and Mendeecees, asking questions. As these hypotheses circulated, additional people came forward to provide their versions of events. Some said that Rashida and Mendeecees were the fathers of every picture, caption, and internet appearance, had been observed spending more time together than before, sneaking around to private events away from prying eyes. Others maintained that the two did not have a physical relationship, but that their emotional bond, there was broad agreement that something had gone horribly wrong, even if there had been treachery and boundaries had been breached. The last straw was when Kirk Frost, the protecting husband for a long time, was taken by surprise, according to reports. When Kirk first learned of the rumors, he was utterly shocked that his wife, with whom he had established a life, could be involved in such a scandal. But as the evidence grew, he began to doubt it. He was unable to ignore the intense encounter with accusations flying in all directions. Kirk allegedly sought answers, but Rashida was too overcome with emotion to provide them. Her silence spoke louder than words. Yet it only served to increase Kirk's rage for the first time. Kirk's faith in Rashida was destroyed. How could he have been so naive? Was their love as strong as he had previously believed, or had it all been based on lies and arguments? Escalated swiftly, was said to have been intense, and ended with both of them crying. Fans were left wondering how this could have happened, whether Kirk was right to feel betrayed, or if he had been too harsh. As Kirk and Rashida fought their struggle in public, the controversy also devastated Mendeecees and his longtime partner Yandy Smith Yandy, leaving everyone wondering if this was the end of their marriage or if there was still chance for reconciliation. Fervently devoted to Mendy, who endures every controversy and setback, was heartbroken by the accusations. She had supported him through thick and thin when he was incarcerated, but now the basis of their relationship was sources close to Yandy said that she was having trouble processing the news and wondered if she would ever be able to trust Mendy again after everything that had transpired. The whispers were one thing, but when the mysterious fans were especially scathing, demanding that Yandy leave Mendeecees, claiming that he had humiliated her in front of the world. As tales of text messages and covert meetings began to surface, it appeared as though the damage had been done. Betrayal on a personal level. They had supported her through every hardship, but now, in a heartbreaking act, Yandy put herself in a relationship from which she would never fully recover. She felt alone and abandoned by the guy she had sacrificed everything for. Friends and family were too upset to handle the public backlash. Her anguish was evident, and it looked like no one was there to console her. Have allowed this to occur, but Mendy noticed and took public action. He denied any misconduct in interviews and on social media, claiming that he and Rashida had only been friends and that the reports were unfounded. Despite Mendeecees' best efforts to defend himself, the harm was done since fans weren't believing it. He said that there was nothing physical between them and the message, and that they were just misunderstandings. Nothing he said could restore the faith, and as the controversy continued, it became evident that no one was spared. Kirk was on a warpath, demanding the paternity test that would finally put an end to the matter once and for all. Rashida was stuck in the middle, attempting to preserve some semblance of a regular existence while defending her innocence. She was grappling with the weight of the public's judgment and the shame of her acts, wondering if she would ever be able to repair her. While Yandy was going through her own tragedy, she was reportedly thinking about splitting from Mendeecees. But people close to her said she wasn't sure whether she could mend the damage to her marriage. Abandon everything they had created. And with Rashida and Mendeecees' relationship in the public front all the time, Yandy had to decide whether to forgive the man she loved or allow the betrayal to cause serious problems. Heated up when Kirk and Mendeecees allegedly ran into each other at a mutual event. The altercation was fierce, with Kirk demanding explanations from Mendy in front of a startled audience. The two men almost got into a fight, but Mendy survived, kept his cool and insisted that there had been no affair. He pretended to be the victim and said that everything had been misunderstood, but Kirk wasn't having it. The whole scenario was a nightmare for everyone concerned, and it was emotionally taxing, running high, with every statement and action being closely examined by the public. Rumors persisted, and everyone felt pressure to move quickly to see who would break first and whether the truth would surface in time to rescue these relationships. As the tension between the main participants in this story reached its climax, things took an even more dramatic turn, and insiders and viewers alike were on the tip of their seats as the drama began to unfold. The stakes were rising by the day, and none could foresee the consequences that would follow Kirk and Rashida's marriage, which had previously been a sign of solidarity and strength, now appeared to be on the verge of disintegrating due to the broken trust. Rashida was waging battles in the court of public opinion and in her own heart throughout the day, attempting to maintain some semblance of normalcy. But there was something between them that no amount of time or effort could readily cure. Kirk was heartbroken by the rumors, according to people close to the case, and it was the most painful time for both of them when he finally decided to address Rashida about the paternity of their unborn child. However, he had come to the conclusion that he had no option but to demand the truth. Rashida, on the other hand, was said to be overcome with terror and remorse. Her feelings were scattered everywhere, and her heart was divided between defending herself and clinging to her past love for Kirk. The ensuing altercation was heartbreaking. Kirk allegedly entered their house with the burden of everything he had gone through visible in his Rashida saw him so serious that he couldn't avoid the inevitable. It was time to respond to the question that had been bothering him. He had made up his mind that either they would confront the truth together or their relationship would end permanently. When Kirk insisted on the paternity test, Rashida didn't hesitate. Her voice shaking, she acknowledged that there was no longer any doubting the seriousness of the situation. The media had been unrelenting. The baby had been hanging in the air for so long. Every turn of the incident was shared on social media. But now that Kirk had to handle this personally, Rashida knew she had no choice but to comply. The paternity test news went viral on social media. In amazement, some stunning fans defended Kirk's demand for answers, while others attacked Rashida. Could Mendeecees turn his life around, or had his actions damaged everything? Would Yandy support Mendeecees or eventually leave? The answers were still unclear. The next few days were essential for all parties involved as the aftermath from this tangled, painful story unfolded. Would the paternity test put a stop to the rumors, or would it just be another chapter in the dramatic reality of these celebrities? Stay tuned, because the tale is only beginning and the effects of this scandal will be felt for a very long time. The truth is still coming to light, and this scandal has rocked the world. What do you think then? Can Rashida and Kirk regain their trust? Or is their relationship irreparably damaged? Can Mendy turn his life around? Or has the damage already been done? Will Yandy ever forgive him? Or is their romance over? For better results, leave your opinions in the Let's Get the comments below. Starting a conversation, remember to, such as tap that notice and subscribe, bell to remain informed about all the amazing turns in this story. Trust. You don't want to miss what's about to happen, do you?